This is not a cold meeting. It's not like you just walked in and sat down at their conference room and waited for someone. Who is that stalker guy? Should we call the cops?
Right.
I don't know, right? Like you have talked to them before the meeting, okay? I'm just going to assume you've had a conversation with them before the meeting.
Understand.
This is, again, why we need to not go into battle without our sword and shield, okay? Or in your case, whatever the Marines are carrying around these days, because I think you're a Marine, yes?
Hell yes, I am.
All right,
Is there
hoorah.
another branch?
Right? Right? Hoorah! Right? Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is why I want you to have your sword and shield. So now you can still be like, man, I'm so glad we had time to get together. I've got some ideas. I've got some stuff I want to share with you. Before we jump into everything, what's the most important thing we need to accomplish? Right? And look at how I'm like taking the cap off the pen and I'm going like this. That's all by design. I'm looking at you right in the eye. What's the most important thing we need to accomplish? Watch my hand. What's the most important thing we need to accomplish? I'm setting everything up for you to run your mouth, right?
Yeah.
Like, boom, you want to talk. Now,
Yeah.
okay, you might say, I want to talk about this, this, and this. Now, I'm also giving you permission to remain in control. Because let's say they want to talk about something very surface level that ain't going to help you in one way or the other get this deal. That's again why we want the sword and shield. Why? Let's say it's something surface level like I wanted to see proof that you guys are Sarbanes-Oxley compliant or whatever it is. I'm just going to write down S-Ox. Cool. Got it. Right? And I just wrote it down. Right? So cool. Anything else? Yeah, I wanted to make sure you had 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Perfect. We'll make sure we cover that. See how now they don't know. I'm able to ebb and flow. I'm able to bob and weave. And then that way I don't have to go right into Sarbanes-Oxley. I don't have to go into 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6 right now because I've written it down. I've been respectful of that. Perfect. Most of the time, that's not going to happen. I'm just saying some of the time, they'll say what's most important to them is something that you really don't want to cover right now. Right? Like, what I don't want is you to just throw a hand grenade into your own meeting and lay on it, right? That's not skillful, right? So we're just going to put that off to the side, right? And then once we get the business we need to, let's quickly go over Sarbanes-Oxley. I don't have the paperwork in front of me right now. I'm going to work with my team, Derek. I'll get that over to you by 4:30 today. Fair enough? Right? But I also don't want to shut the meeting down by giving them that answer in the beginning. Now, if they go, I'm good, right? Whatever you guys want to talk about. One of the things that I was most interested as I was getting ready this morning, as I was driving out here for the meeting or I was getting ready for this call, is we're seeing a lot of times employers, especially mid-size employers, in a really difficult position because number one, you're competing with the benefits packages of really large companies. And then number two, no matter what's going on, and I'm not trying to throw anybody in the healthcare world under the bus, it seems like no matter how much a mid-sized company spends on benefits, the employees are, let's just say, underwhelmed at best. And there's this phenomenon happening right now where the grass looks greener at these much larger organizations and the employees don't figure out that it's essentially the exact same benefits package or close to that. Until they've already left your company and are unhappy over there. How are you guys dealing with that? That benefits can be one of the key areas where, you know, you end up losing your rock stars or worse, not able to hire replacement rock stars when you do, right? And now you're into a skillful conversation, right? Now I've gone down that direction, but I did it by, number one, saying what's the most important thing we need to accomplish, okay? And then letting you unload what you wanted to, and then writing it down on my sword and shield, and then pivoting into that thing. Now, you know it's a good start to a conversation when it has this recipe. It's not about you, it's not about you, it's not about you, and it ends in, how are you dealing with that, right? Yeah. What the meeting can't start with, and this is where, you know, a lot of marketing people, maybe even some CEOs, would fire me as the sales coach to their own dismay because they crack the whip and are like, if you are not starting every single meeting with our mission statement and a history of our organization, right, you're fired. And it's like, How did you ever get married? What are you talking about? Did you walk into wherever it was that you met your spouse and say, let me tell you about my mission statement as a person and give you a history of who I am? I was a straight A student in the 6th grade, broke my leg in 7th, and it's like, ow, right? You would get slapped if you tried to meet somebody that way in your personal life. That's not what sales is about. That's not what life is about. Life is about going, man, here's something going on. Whether you do business with us, I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of what's happening, right? And it's just another added layer in there besides what's the most important thing we need to accomplish.
Sure.
I've made a lot of money in the space that you're in spaces that are in the orbit of the space that you're in, by saying things like, you know what, Chris, I'm super excited to be on this meeting. I just want to let you know the stuff I want to go over today. Right? Based on my understanding of your situation, I think you're an excellent candidate for what I do. But more importantly, the discussion that we're about to have, I believe this could potentially be the most powerful conversation that you're going to have over the course of this year, whether you go with us or not. Because it is very difficult, and I respect the position that you are in. It is very difficult for people like you to get honest feedback of what's happening in the industry because your competition doesn't want to share it with you, and most of the time salespeople are just out to, give you a presentation,
100%.
right? And that now I've built their trust, and it's like, I want to share this stuff with you. Whether you become a client or not, you're going to be better off for hearing this. And I've made a lot of money saying, and not in a manipulative way. By the way, I want to make sure that I'm clear here. I'm not saying it as a liar. I'm saying it as genuinely, you are going to be better off from having this discussion. But that doesn't jive well with, let me go over our mission statement, our values, our corporate culture, our history, and what color freaking peach, whatever I'm wearing today, our logo is.
The peach is looking good.
Oh, thanks, brother. Hey, it's Matt Easton. If you like this video, you're going to love this. I'm going to teach you how to close right here, right now. I'm going to cover all the costs for you. We're going to get you the closing mini masterclass. I pick up all the costs. It's free to you. I'll cover the $299. Click the link in my bio. You're going to get access to the class. It's going to show you how to close anyone, anytime, without being pushy or manipulative. Your life is about to change. We're about to become best friends. Click the link in my bio. I'll cover the cost for you to learn how to close.